Good evening, this is Holycrat with your Cynicrats update. Today I had a long discussion on Facebook about Ron Paul. And I've been a vocal critic on this side of libertarianism for a long time. Actually, I've been a critic of the laissez-faire free market idea for as long as I can remember. But the debate got pretty interesting today. And it was civil, which is, in my experience, usually doesn't happen with libertarians. Usually it becomes nasty. But this one was nice. It was civil, and there were a lot of good ideas that were, bandied about. One of the big issues that I have with Ron Paul, and I guess this is going to probably end up taking several blogs talking about this, because I don't think I can get all of my ideas out in one sitting, because there's a lot going through my head. But the one, big thing about Ron Paul, aside from all the accusations about, the racism and, some of the other things, his inability to get things done in Congress, which, any maverick in Congress is going to have a hard time getting things done if they don't, go with the mainstream. So you got to give, I think you have to give, him, props for standing up. At least, John McCain was always called a maverick, but he wasn't a maverick. I mean, he voted for as much pork as anybody else. But Ron Paul pretty much, stuck to his guns. So Bernie Sanders is another one, independent, who I love, who I wish was president. I think he's great. But back to Ron Paul. My main critique of him is his love for this, Randian philosophy. And I always just, I did a lot of studying of Ayn Rand, Hayek, Bastiat, Ludwig von Mises, and I have nothing but criticism for it. To me, it's not based in reality. And a lot of libertarians, we go head to head on this issue and just argue and argue and argue incessantly on this idea. But, the idea that a market free from any regulation, to allow, some sort of invisible hand, guiding, the market and making everything, just hunky-dory and utopian is just, to me, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We're human beings. We were given this large frontal lobe to solve problems, not to act like animals. And to me, the idea of removing all regulation from capitalism is like having a football game without any rules. Take away the rules out of football, all of a sudden guys are bringing chainsaws, knives, and guns onto the field, and it becomes a much different game. It's exactly what, what happens with capitalism, as we've seen for the last 30 years of deregulation. I live in California. I lived through the deregulation of our energy market and watched as, speculators from Enron drove our energy economy into the ground, resulting in the recall of Gray Davis. None of those problems were Gray Davis's fault, but now he has the infamy of being, one of two recalled governors. The third one hopefully will be Scott Walker of Wisconsin, coming up here pretty soon. But the whole idea that this invisible hand will do anything but make things worse, I don't understand it. No, I do understand it. I don't like it. I don't think it will ever work. I think that there can never, the whole basis for the libertarian argument, that there can even be a free market and have that actually exist. As soon as you put one rule on the market, it's not free. And so the whole idea, I think it was Hayek who said, a free market free from monopoly. As soon as you guard against monopolies with regulation, it's a regulated market. So the whole idea that there can be a free market and have it exist is, it baffles me. I was kind of pressed today about, what kind of, economics I believe in. I was trained in Keynesian economics. I wouldn't say I'm a total believer in it, but I believe in the fundamental principles. And the economy can be altered with government intervention. It can be, interest rates can be lowered. We've seen how that's worked. Taxes can be raised and lowered. We can see how that works. The idea that if we just strip all the regulation, that all of a sudden it'll all figure itself out, especially when you apply a social justice model to the way I look at democracy, I think if we're not promoting civil rights and social justice, then we're not doing our job. And allowing a market to run wild by itself won't solve any of those problems. Anyway, that's enough for now. I appreciate your time. I had a great conversation today. Hopefully this will spark some more civil debate. Maybe not civil debate. Who knows? So this is Holycrat with your Cynicrats update. Have a good night. Bye.